Freedom over fame. Freedom over cycle stays the same.
Man. Woo-wee. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go, New York. That's what I'm talking about, man. Let's go, Leon Rose. Give him a little love, man. I'm talking about. Yes, let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Aggressive. Knicks, baby, aggressive. Let's go. Man, I didn't see this one coming, man. This is great, man. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, I listen, we're going to get into it. We're going to break it down. I know some people going to feel a certain way about what we gave up. You know, I'll be honest. I don't care what we gave up. Let's go. It's time to go for it. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Sheesh. I know we gave up a lot, y'all. We're going to talk about it. I'm just, sometimes when, you know, you got to strike while the iron's hot. You know, what can you say? Sometimes you got to pop up and show. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Leon says sometimes you got to pop up and show. That's what I'm talking. Let's go, Leon. Let's go. Let's go. You know, I'll be honest, guys. I was all ready to work on some stuff on my other channel. I got the videos queued up. I was just about to do my reaction stuff. And then this happened. And I'm like, I wasn't even thinking about Knicks stuff tonight. Then this happens. And I was like, gotta get on. Gotta get it cracking. When the Knicks show out, I gotta show out. I gotta come out here and talk about this organization that has changed the look of New York basketball for the better. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. We on the map. We on the map. Let's go. Come on, man. Let's go. I listen. You know what I mean? Look, it just is what it is. You can't be mad about it. You just got to embrace it and say to yourself, it's time. This was the time. It was time to make it happen. And Leon got it done. Leon got it done. Whew. I don't even know where to start. Let's get this crack. Let's get it up on the screen. Whew. So we know what we're talking about here, folks. Because this is like, phew. It's wild. It's wild time, wild style right now. Let's get this up on the screen. But once again, if you've been living under a rock, or should I say, let me say it because I haven't even said it. New York Knicks have traded for Mikal Bridges, folks. Mikal Bridges is a New York Knick, the DiVincenzo Hart Brunson Mikal Bridges connection is back, baby. Villanova boys in the building. Yeah. I can't believe it. I'm still in shock. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm still a little bit in shock that this just happened. I can't even believe it. But, you know, Uncle Leon, man, he knows how to put a smile on our face. So shout out to the Knicks organization and everything they got going on for trying to make this team a better team. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta go, you know, throw your chips on the table and go all in. I think we've seen a lot. We've learned from Leon that he's gambled in the past. It didn't necessarily work out. You know, Danny Ainge called his bluff. It backfired. But you know what? Leon learned from that. It's like, if I'm going to go for somebody, I'm going to go for somebody. I got to respect that. That's all I've been asking for. when we hear about these targets and they say they're going to go after somebody, if they don't look like they're trying to make a run, then I'm like, what are we talking about here? But if you say I'm going after somebody and you actually get it done, more power to you, man. More power to you. Let's put this on the screen so y'all know what we're dealing with. So here it is, folks. Let me see if I can blow that up, make it a little bigger without compromising everything. All right, here we go. So Adrian Wojnarowski reported breaking news. The Brooklyn Nets have agreed in principle on a trade to send forward Mikal Bridges to the New York Knicks for Bojan Bogdanovic and 4 unprotected first-round picks, a protected first-round pick via Bucks, and an unprotected pick swap and a second rounder, sources tell ESPN. So listen, automatically, guys, I know the first thing you're going to say is you're going to look at this and you're going to say 4 unprotected first-round picks and a protected first-round pick. So that's 5 first-round picks and a pick swap for a second rounder. Y'all like 6 picks and Bogdanovic? But listen, it's 6 picks and Bogdanovic. No Julius Randle, no Josh Hart, no Dante DiVincenzo, no Deuce McBride, no Mitchell Robinson. Just the picks and Bogdanovic, y'all. And I get it. That it's still, with as far as pick capital, it's a lot. But we talked about this before, guys. When it comes to the Knicks, they don't have plans on playing these young rookie guys now. They got their team. They're trying to win now. Now, I'm not saying they should just give away all their picks. You know, they still retain some of their own first round picks. And so they'll be able to draft here and there. But when it comes to getting better, you got to make that move. You got to make that move. And another reason why I want to bring this up too is, you know, there's other teams that are interested in Mikal Bridges. The Knicks said to themselves, you know what? We're not going to mess around. We're not letting all these other teams get involved with Mikal Bridges and watch him go somewhere else underneath our watch. We want Mikal Bridges. Let's go get him. And I said this a long time ago. When it comes to the Knicks, I always say this. Whoever the Knicks want, if the person is available, they can get him. It's all about what they're willing to give up. And in this case, they said we are willing to give up a lot. Okay. But I once again, I'm going to say it, till I'm blue in the face. Draft capital is great because it allows you to make moves. And it also allows you to possibly draft players that can help you and give your team longevity and continuity going forward for years to come. But when you're going all in for a championship and you got a player that's out there that you want, you got to go out and get them. And if you can go get somebody with just Bogdanovic and keep the rest of your core so you don't have to worry about trading those guys, I mean, I don't know what else you can ask for. That's the best possible scenario. It's one thing if the Knicks were, say the Knicks were the Nets, right? Or even Houston, a team like that's still on the up and coming and you're trying to figure out what they're going to be. The Knicks are already where they want to be, guys. They've been to the second round 2 years in a row. We are ready to go to the finals. There's no more worry about draft picks. There's no more, we got to get these young players, sit them on the bench and see what happens. No, just go get the guys you need and go back out there next year and let's try to win the damn thing. That's what the Knicks are ready to do, y'all. That's what it is. The writing's on the wall. Knicks is championship bound. That's what they're going for now. So now when you talk about expectations for this team, if the Knicks don't get to the Eastern Conference Finals, now it's a bust. So like that, their thing is Eastern Conference Finals at a minimum. The NBA Finals is the goal. You know what I mean? And championship is the goal. That's where we're at now, y'all. It's chips all in. Everything's on the board. Let's go, baby. We here. We are here. I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited because I did not see this coming. I love it that this Knicks team will blindside us, man. I'm so shocked because I did not expect it to happen this way because it's just, it's like the worst kept secret, but sometimes you still think it's not going to happen. Like Brooklyn's not going to deal with us. Well, Brooklyn has another thing going on. They said, why not? Knicks got a good package. They got a lot of good picks. Let's make it happen. So, wow. Let me just see what the chat is saying, because this is crazy. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. This is wild, man. Smash that like button for the show, but smash that like button for the Knicks. If you happy about what we got going on, smash that like button and show your love, man, because this is crazy. Shout out to my guy, Walter Blackman. What up, Walter? I appreciate you. Good to see you, my brother. Nick Jr. in the building. Darren Hood is here. John Mark is here. Juan B. Deject C1 in the building. Deron Wayne is here. What's going on? Member of Still Knick fans. Shout out to you, Deron Wayne. Okay. Dwayne Dennis is in the building. JJ is here. D Hall. I think we got Shoquan in the building. What up? Drugs, my guy. What up, Drugs? Salute. We got our guy, John, my brother, Still Knick fans in the building. He said 4 unprotected Knicks all in for this coming season. Facts. Greg Perry's in the building. Salute, Greg. Jedi Mind, Knicks 23 in the building. Salute. Wayne Peterson. Yes, let's go Knicks. That's right. Craig is in the building. What up, Craig? CKK in the building. What up? What's good? Kev Guapo is in the building. We got Shaw Legacy in the building. What up, Shaw? Infamous New King in the building. What's good? Deron Wayne. I think I said what's up to him already. We appreciate you, Deron. Dwayne Dennis is in the building. Salute, Dwayne. Cam from the Kickback is here. What's good? We got Esau Spruill in the building. I know I kind of butchered that, but I appreciate you. Thank you for being here and rocking. No, it's no long-winded. I'm gonna be super winded, B. This is Mikal Bridges, man. What are we talking about here? Hinton Murphy in the building. Salute. John Talento in the building. Jay from PR in the building. Salute. Juan B. I think I said what's up to you already. Marcel Montgomery, Thomas Banks, Elder Assassin in the building. What up, Thomas? We surveyed 100 people is here. NYC B-Ball in the building. I think I said Jay from PR already. Shout out to you again if I didn't. Appreciate you. Juan Rosado in the building. Salute. Keyshawn is here. Salute. What's good? Prezi the Boss in the building. Jesse McNeil. Appreciate you. Building Blocks in the building. Salute. RD Barn in the building. My guy Shop Powers in the building. What's good? We did it, baby. Brooklyn. No, I feel like I'm Biggie right now. Yeah, no, I can't believe they pulled off this trade. It's crazy. Vindaga 6 in the building. What's good? 808 Empire State in the building. Salute, salute. Tristram West in the building. Salute. What's good? Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. My guy Dorkosaurus Rex in the building. Oh, I don't know about that. Now we pick up Edie, we Gucci. I don't know what I got to see what we got, because I don't know. I got to see if they break it down a little bit more in depth, because I don't know exactly which picks was sent. L in the building. What up, L? Appreciate you. Teron Mosley in the building. Darren Wilkerson is here. Just Knicks in the building. Salute. Apollo is in the building. What up, Apollo? James Sumler in the building. Tiles Arsh in the building. Baga Jones in the building. Supper Prince is here. Thank you for subscribing, Arnold Evans. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Stream Elements for letting me know what's going on. Metsy's here. Appreciate y'all. Okay, I think I got everybody. David Smith is in the building. Salute. If I missed anybody, you know what I mean? It's not for lack of trying. I just wanted to show y'all some love, because it's a special moment for us as Knick fans, and hopefully it translates to more victories and a better showing in next year's playoffs, man. So I'm really excited about this. But once again, you know, if you're just tuning in, breaking news, according to Adrian Wojnarowski, you know, he breaks everything. The Brooklyn Nets have agreed in principle on a trade to send forward Mikal Bridges to the New York Knicks for Bojan Bogdanovic, 4 unprotected first-round picks, a protected first-round pick via the Bucks, and the unprotected pick swap. And unprotected pick swap and a second round. Oh, my God. So I missed one. I apologize. So it's 5 picks, right? 4 protected. 4 unprotected, 1 protected, and unprotected pick swap. So that means that whenever, you know, I don't know which pick swap it's going to be, but it's going to be some pick swap. The Nets are going to have a choice. If our pick is better than their pick, that particular pick they can swap with us. So like, for example, in the draft, whichever pick it is, if we get, say, 16 and they get 18, they can take 16 and we'll take 18. You get it? If for people who don't know. But that's one of those picks. And then a second rounder as well. Listen, the second, don't even stress that. You know, we got a bunch of second rounders. We just throw those puppies in there. It is what it is. The first rounders is a lot. Not going to hold you. That's 5 first rounders right there. That's a lot. 5 first rounders, but it's 5 first rounders and Bogdanovich by himself. Unless there's anything that's added later, I think this is it. And so that's a hell of a move right there. They opted into Bogdanovich's last year, the 19 million. Then they take that, they flip them with 5 first round picks, and they bring in Mikal Bridges. Wow. That's nuts. It's nuts, man. It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, shout out to D Coolest 718 in the building. Salute. Official payback in the building. What's good? I don't know, man. I will tell you guys. I mean, I think we're done. I'll be honest with you. I think we're done because we have leveraged a lot of our draft capital. But that doesn't mean that doesn't necessarily mean that OG's gone, y'all. I know it may look like that. It doesn't necessarily mean that. Because they can still sign OG right now. It's all about whether OG wants to be here with this mix. And I think that was also a play incentive to tell OG, we're going for it. All right. So you can go take that money with Philadelphia if you want to, or wherever else you want to go. They're going to pay you more money. We trying to win now, player. You know what I mean? We're going to give you this, which is close to what you're asking for. You're going to be able to play in New York. You're going to be on a team that got to the second round. If we had you, we would have got further. And now we've added Mikal Bridges. What you going to do, player? What's up? That's the pitch. And I think that's good enough. If OG wants to win, and he already saw the difference he makes on this New York Knicks team under Tom Thibodeau, and how Tom Thibodeau could bring out the best in him, and how he brings out the best in the rest of the guys in this team. OG, let's get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. Like, how do you feel about what's going on here? This is what it is. Like, honestly, if I'm OG Anunoby, I know that the Knicks are going to give me somewhere in between 30, 35 million, whatever, per year. I don't know. Maybe they can do a little bit better, but I don't know. I'm going to get close to what I'm asking for. And it's New York. So, you know, you're talking about all types of, you know, people don't make a big deal about that anymore, but still, endorsements matter. It still adds up. So, you know, you're in a really popular spot. You're under the microscope. People already love your game. If you go out there and are healthy, we know you're going to play and ball out. So that's not even a question. Then we bringing in Mikal Bridges to go along with you. You imagine the lockdown stuff we can get cracking now? Come on, man. If OG don't want to be here, then he don't want to be here. But there's no reason why you turn that down. If I'm OG, I'm coming back to New York. Let's get it going. Let's make it happen. There's no reason not to. We're going to give you some money. We're going to make you paid. You're going to get the money you're looking for. It's all about whether you want to get 5 million more or something from somewhere else and then be a question mark and see what they do. Because, you know, it don't matter. Any of the teams that he's going to go to, I don't think they finished better than us. You know, if he goes back to Toronto, they weren't better than us. If he goes to Philly, they weren't better than us. So, like, you know what I mean? To me, I just think, like, at some point, you got to say to yourself, what do I value? You know, nobody wants to leave a bunch of money on the table. But if we're talking like, 5 to 10 million, as opposed to being on a team where I already got some continuity, you know what I mean? We had a nice run when I was out there. And then you're adding more pieces. You're telling me you really want to win. I'm staying in New York, baby. Let's go. So we'll see what OG does, though. We'll see what happens. I'm just surprised that so many people, because I've been looking at Twitter and X, whatever the hell you want to call it, and all these other sites, and there's so many Knicks fans that already think OG's out of here. They're like, it's over. We lost the trade. I'm like, I don't know how you already assume that. I mean, don't get me wrong. He could definitely leave, but I think the Knicks made a really good case to keep him right now. They've also put themselves in a position to be good if he does leave. But think of how much better we'll be with Mikal and OG, though. That's what I want. Like, if you're trying to win a championship, you got to do something that gives you that upper hand against teams. Like, could you imagine we have to deal with Boston going up against Tatum and Brown, and you got OG on Tatum, and you got Mikal on Brown? Let's go. Come on, man. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Make it happen, OG. That's all I'm saying. Make it happen. Shout out to Andy, International Andy. Man, it's late for you out there, brother. He said, dreams come true. I woke up for a leak at 4 a.m. and peaked, and it's crazy, brother. It's crazy. You get some rest, man. It's late. You need to go to sleep. That's what I'm talking about, Prezi. The defensive death squad. We could get crazy out here with Mikal, Dante, OG, Hart. And if we keep him Mitch, things could get wild. Nah, they wouldn't. CK, they wouldn't do that. If they re-sign OG, they're not trading him. So, but you know, I understand what you're thinking. Craig says if OG stays, then that means Randall is gone. There's not enough starting spots for all these guys. What do you mean? I think we already talked about this before. If Mikal Bridges comes to this Knick team, Mikal Bridges is the starting shooting guard, right? Dante goes to the bench. Do you think otherwise? Because that's how a lot of us have envisioned it. If Dante came to this team, we thought Dante was going to be the 2 guard. If Mikal came to this team, we thought Mikal was going to be the 2 guard and Dante was going to go to the bench. If OG leaves, then Mikal goes to the 3, right? But there's no need to move, let Randall go. This fits in. You guys don't understand. This fits in perfectly for Tom Thibodeau and what he likes to do. If everything stays the same and we're able to re-sign our players, Tom Thibodeau is going Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle, Isaiah Hartenstein, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, Deuce McBride, and Mitchell Robinson. 9. He's going 9 deep, and that's it. Nobody else is playing. 9 deep, that's it. Nobody else is playing. And that's the type that he could stay 9 deep. You know, he don't have to go 8 in the playoffs or nothing. That 9 could stay there all season, throughout the playoffs, everything. You could rock with that 9 all season. Let's go, Jarrell. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. It's just crazy. You can't make this stuff up. Shout out to Up for Debate with Scoop. He said Randall is not to be traded. Got to keep OG, and I pray we keep Mitch. I mean, look, I want Mitch to stay with the team, but if they need to get rid of Mitch to get something else to help the team and you know, try to free up that ability to acquire somebody else that they need and re-sign Hartenstein. And then maybe if they got a draft pick, one person in this draft, they can go get like a backup big or something like that. That, you know, they can help cultivate whatever. But if worse comes to worse, you know, you got somebody. Maybe they can do something like that. We got to see as it gets a little. Let me see. I'll take a look and see if they break down what picks specifically are being included. I don't know if they've released that information yet. But yeah, man, smash that. Shout out to L. Appreciate you. And thank you to all my moderators out there. Please, the love that you guys show. Thank you for always talking up the show and getting people to smash that like button. That's what I appreciate you guys so much. She says, smash that like button. We got 150 people. Well, now we got 191 people watching. Let's smash that like button. Show your love for the show. If you can, I appreciate it. I mean, yeah, it's unbelievable, man. OG, yeah, we'll see what OG does though. That this is gonna be interesting. Apollo, what do you is Woj talking like the Knicks aren't done? Is that what's going on? Because I don't pay attention to ESPN or any of that stuff, or let me know if you heard something else. Jay from PR says looks like we losing iHeart. I mean, listen, it may be the case. That may be the case. Brooklyn just traded those picks to Houston. Huh. So what is Brooklyn trying to do? Interesting. Hartenstein's going to OKC. Let me see what's going on, man. This is too much. I mean, to be happy and then to be sad at the same moment. I don't know. All right, let's see. Does anybody have any particulars? Okay, all right. Let's see. We got a little bit more information here. So, all right, the Knicks traded the 2025 first round pick, the 2027 first round pick, the 2029 first round pick, and the 2031 first round pick, right? Those are all unprotected. And then we traded a 2025 first round pick from the Bucks. Wow. Oh, shoot. Guys, we might not be done. Yo, we might not be done, y'all. Now I see what you guys are saying. Because none of these are. Wait, hold on. No. Wait a minute. We can't trade our first round pick in consecutive years. So this is the 2024 draft. So we got to keep ours. So we're keeping one, but we could trade the second one and we could trade that second round pick. So if we wanted to leverage that with someone, we could do that. But we got to keep our. So we're drafting somebody tomorrow, guys. We're keeping one pick, one of those first round picks, because we already traded our first round pick in 2025. So we got to keep this one because you can't trade first round picks, the team's first round picks in consecutive years. All right. So that's interesting. That lets us know at least we are drafting at least one person tomorrow. Okay. And so we also did an unprotected 2028 first round swap and a 2025 second round pick. So we just gave up our whole 2025 draft, basically. But they're not worried about that because we're trying to win. You know what I mean? Interesting. It's not that bad, guys. Listen, this is not that bad because those other picks are far out. You know what I mean? It still gives us some flexibility. We can draft this year a player, or, technically we could draft 3 players because we still have all those picks, but we can move them too. So we could draft 3 players. We could draft 3 players tomorrow. 2 tomorrow and 1 on Thursday. And then we can still draft in 2026. And 2028. We got first round picks in those years. Now we got some second round picks too. But like I said before, the Knicks are trying to win now. They're not worried about drafting anybody. I think this might be the last time. So this year, if they decide to keep those picks, this might be the last time you see the Knicks drafting players for quite some time. They might move a lot of those picks going forward and just worry about continuing to add to the current team and what we got going on. So keep that in mind, guys. This is very interesting, though. This is very interesting. Wow. It's crazy. Man, I did not see this coming, man. This is so wild. Yeah, I don't know about that, Craig. I can't see Spider coming. Who would you give up to bring, and where would you put Spider? Now this is when it gets low. Like the only way, okay, the only way that you would bring Spider here is if OG is actually gone. But then you weaken your team because you're going to wind up having to. You don't have a lot of assets anymore. Now you got to give up players. Wouldn't that be going backwards? I don't think you want to do that. Kerry Cox says Zach Edey. Shout out to Kerry Cox, by the way. He says Zach Edey will be a Knick, and we will be in the second apron and luxury tax. We are definitely going into the second apron. So, guys, just get used to that. We're headed in that direction. That's gonna happen. Shout out to Marlon Khan. What's good, brother? He said the trade is good because those would be late first round picks anyway. Agreed. That's why I'm saying the Knicks is just going for it right now, guys. These draft picks don't really matter. These are questionable guys. We don't know who they're going to draft with those picks and how they're going to fit in. And you know those teams that we got the picks from, the Bucks are still playing well, so that would be a late first round pick in 2025, most likely. Like Marlon was saying. So yeah, Captain and Coke in the building. He said, just remember, we will be the title contenders for the next several years. We have set ourselves up to be in contention. That's correct. Wambi says Zach going to be in Houston. Maybe. You never know. Listen, there's still other players that the Knicks can target. They've put themselves in a situation where they added value to this team, and they still can draft 3 players to in the next 2 days with the squad that we already got. I mean, what more could you ask for? Could we lose iHeart? Yes. Could we lose OG? Yeah, it's a possibility. I really don't think we're going to lose both of them, though. I don't think both will be gone. I think we keep one of them. But, you know, like I said before, I'm also going back to the whole thing is if you're a person who is looking to get a bag, right? And you know you're going to get money regardless, and you're on New York and you like being here. If somebody else is just enticing you with just the money, and the Knicks just pulled off a move to bring in Mikal Bridges, which tells you they're trying to win, I don't know how you just pass that up and leave. Unless the money, like iHeart's money, may be a little bit more significant because he can get a really good bag. He might say the money is just too great. But OG's money is comparable. We can give OG good money. You know what I mean? So I don't know if OG would make that move to leave. iHeart might be thinking about it. Yeah, that's Marlon. I don't know if you were listening to me earlier when I said that. That's what I'm talking about. You talking about having something to really go against Boston? Could you imagine OG on Tatum and Mikal Bridges on Brown? And then we still got, you know, Brunson and Randall to be able to do that. Like that's beautiful. That is really beautiful. So I would love to see what they do. I hope. Shout out to Margaret Edwards in the building. What up, Margaret? Salute to you. Let's go. Yeah, man. This is wow. This is incredible. Like I said, I wasn't prepared to come on and do any Knick talk tonight. I was just about to record some videos for my other channel, and this news dropped, and I just said, you know what? I just got to jump on, man, because this is incredible. It's a beautiful thing to witness when the Knicks are active. I can't tell you what the feeling is when you see other teams making moves or blockbuster trades and stuff, and the Knicks never used to do any of that stuff back in the day. And you know, all of a sudden, the past couple of years, we saw a great free agent signing in Jalen Brunson. Then we saw them go out and get themselves a Josh Hart. Like, okay, it's a nice little piece to good. Then they went out and they signed, you know, Dante DiVincenzo. We're like, okay, they're bringing in players. It feels good. Then they went out and got OG, and you start to like, oh, look at this. These Knicks is moving. And now you get Mikal Bridges. This feels so good as a Knick fan to see our team making moves and smart moves and good moves, because that's the whole thing. It's not like any negative about certain things. Like people could say, oh, there's all this favoritism and all this stuff. You get a star player, he wants all his friends with him. But let me tell you something. All Brunson's friends are ballers. They're all good. So that's why it's such a great feeling, because you're going out and getting guys. Yes, of course, these are his boys, but these boys are all guys who can ball. So yeah, man, this works. I like this. The Villanova Knicks is for real, y'all. For real. Let me throw the link out there for anybody who wants to jump in real quick. Got some time to chop it up for a little bit. Shout out to Chris Willard. Salute, Chris. Hope you're doing good, man. Unbelievable. These Knicks making moves. And shout out to, is that Ferocious? I think so. I can't really tell. Shout out to you. I hope you're doing good. Appreciate you. Let me bring a couple people in here and get this off the screen, man. But this is unbelievable. Once again, the Knicks have traded for Mikal Bridges. They've given up Bojan Bogdanovic, 5 first-round picks, the rights to a first-round pick swap, I believe, and a second-round pick. So it's 6 picks in total, 5 first-round, 4 unprotected, and 1 protected, and then 1 second-round pick. Let me bring everybody up in here. American Man, let me you don't have to have a camera to be on the show, but if you could show me that you're a real person and not a bot or anything, that'd be great. You could okay, I see you. You don't have to have your camera on if you don't want to. It's cool. Let me bring everybody up in here. Let me get this down. Boom. All right. What's going on, y'all?
Let's go, Unc.
Oh,
Let's go, Unc. I'm
goodness.
hyped, and y'all know
Woo!
I am never this hype. I am hyped tonight. I had to call all the trolls, Unc. Y'all don't understand. The Knicks have been trash my whole life. I've had Knicks beanies going to school as a kid. They was trying out Eddie Curry and Ron Baker. Now people got to see me. People want to play with the Knicks on 2K now. This is a team where people have to respect. And if we find a way to keep OG, it is over. Barring health, it is over for a lot of teams. The Knicks are in that top 3 lock for the Eastern Conference.
5 years, 190.
Yeah, for sure. And I know people want to get their stuff out, but I'm telling you, like, this right here is a very good trade depending on how this plays out. Barring health, this team is very locked in. Now, for me, I'm not only interested to see how these pending free agents that we have, how those moves are going to go, but I'm interested to see how Brunson's extension works. Is he still going to take that discount that he wanted to or not? If he still takes that discount, then for me, I feel like the OG thing is a done deal. And I know I saw Fred Katz say it, and in my opinion, I'm of the same thought is if they're going to do that trade for Mikal and give up all of those unprotected first, I just don't see OG leaving. I don't see it, but I'm going to let y'all go off. I just had to because I'm telling you guys, it has been, as a little kid, the only good years I had was those 2 mellow years, and the rest has been just straight bashing. I'm talking back home Hawks fans when all they did was get eliminated by the Celtics. I'm talking about the Heat bandwagoneers, all of it. So, this is a night where we as Knicks fans can feel good about what the dream that we're trying out in the immediate future. So I'm going to let y'all get it off, and blessings to all y'all. Blessings to you, Unc. I know it's been a minute.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to hear from you, brother. Let me just say this real quick, and then I want to get over to American Man and get his thoughts, and then I'll get to my usual suspects, Keyshawn and Shaw. But so shout out to Craig. He said Heat Center posted we was tampering. We was. That's what we do, baby. We tamper. So that's why I'm saying, listen. Might as well throw them picks to Brooklyn, because if they're gonna take them from us, get them up out of here. But
they're gonna take them anyway, huh?
They're gonna take them anyway, exactly. And the Knicks don't care, because first off, these tampering things that they be hitting teams would be bogus, man. They be like these. They don't. It's like slaps on the wrist. I mean, nobody wants to lose their picks, but when you're a Knick team that already has basically your team in place and you're ready to win, you ain't caring about these picks. Take them damn picks. I got Mikal. Let's go. Anyway, shout out to American Man, brother. What's going on? How you feeling tonight?
I'm good. Good evening. How are you guys doing?
Good. Glad to have you here. Are you excited about
Yeah.
what's taking place?
Well, you know what? Listen, right? I'm gonna bring a little rain on this parade, and hold on. Let me. Still Knicks. Here's the thing, right? I'm American Man, formerly known as Black Thoughts. I don't know if you remember seeing me in the chat a few
Oh
times,
yeah, I do.
but
Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
all right,
yeah,
I do
yeah,
remember you. All right, what's up, brother?
yeah. I had to change my name because I couldn't keep it the black thing. It's becoming too hard to keep black in front of anything.
Nah, I hear you.
So you know what I'm saying. So, listen, I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Born and raised, right? I'm 40 years old. Born and raised in Brooklyn. Been a Knicks fan since day one. Since day one, still a Knicks fan until the casket drop. All right, I bleed blue and orange. All right, so I remember all the terrible days. I've been there. The heartbreak. I've been there. I understand getting. I understand getting rid of all the all the protected picks, right? Because you know what that means. Those picks, they could go either way.
Right.
Which usually they go the other way.
Right.
Right. But I don't think, listen, I don't see this Mikal Bridges pickup as a big pickup as you guys see it. Here's why. I remember, right? I've watched Mikal Bridges because I'm a real basketball guy. So I watch all players, right? I'm a Knicks fan through and through, but I watch all players. He's kind of inconsistent. Excuse me, not even kind of. He is inconsistent. Right? And so now when we start talking about giving up so much for an inconsistent player, it makes you cringe if you've been through all the years of Knicks. Right? He's inconsistent, the guy. Listen, you know what? The guy has his moments where he's really good, and then other moments it's like, oh man, like this guy needs to go sit down somewhere. Right? I think we all know that if you watch basketball. And so, right, and so I don't think this is as big as we want it to be. Now, I'm just coming in listening to you guys because my Knicks app hasn't updated me with anything. So, did they give up Mitch Robinson?
No, just Bogdanovich.
Okay, beautiful. Let me tell you something. Mitch Robinson, if we give him up, he will come back and haunt us.
You could be right.
Listen, you guys got to pay attention. He will come back and haunt us if we give him up, because he actually wants to be a Knick. He wants to be a Knick starter. The problem is we don't want to give him any burn. But I think he wants to be a Knick. Like I believe he wants to play hard and be who he is. Because remember, if you guys remember Mitch Robinson's start, he wasn't like, he was just a pickup going nowhere. Remember, he went overseas. He dodged the draft because he wanted to get paid. He like went overseas for a couple months, got paid, and then came back. And then the Knicks picked him up. Like, listen, we got to keep that guy. We have to keep him, and I think if we let him go, he's going to haunt us to death. And he's probably our cheapest center that if we let him go, someone's going to pay him, and they're going to play him minutes, and then we're going to see, and we're all going to be sour on him.
Yeah, I don't think he's going if we're getting rid of Diehard.
He's not.
Well, that's one thing I do want to say real quick. Like, if I don't see the Knicks getting rid of their two centers, their two main centers. It's a possibility we could lose one of them, or we decide to get rid of one of them, but we're not getting rid of both. The Knicks do value that C word that everybody was running into the ground the first 2 months of the season. Continuity is big for the Knicks, and Thibodeau doesn't want to reinvent the wheel either. He doesn't want to have too many new players on this team that have to learn the system and get it going. He likes to be able to have guys in place that he can work with out the gate. So I wouldn't expect us to lose both of these guys. If iHeart leaves, Mitch ain't going nowhere, in my opinion. If iHeart stays, they could decide to trade Mitch, but we don't know that for a fact. They might not have to. I'm just saying one of these guys is going to be here, in my opinion.
And Ron, I hate to be to cut off, but that's why I said I'm interested to see how these extensions go with these guys that we got. Not only iHeart and OG, but let's see what Brunson is willing to do, because he's a big factor as far as our cap space moving forward. I know that it's going to get the bump that it's going to get from the TV deals and stuff, but like if Brunson's willing to take anywhere in the realm of a Randall type discount, then we might have a different conversation of who we have on the roster, because he could either command the max or he could be willing to take a discount with a shorter deal where he's eligible to get another extension. So he's able to get 2 contracts. We don't know what Brunson's going to do because he still hasn't taken that extension yet. But I mean, and just a quick response, because I know Keyshawn and Shaw got to talk. But for me, like, as we all know, Mitch has just not been available. So I just can't see his value really being that high. The only thing that other teams will probably look at and say, okay, he's on a good deal contract-wise. But Mitch hasn't played enough to where a team's going to really, just throw him. Like, teams that are going to trade for Mitch are probably going to be teams that want to get him at a discount, which they feel like he's at right now. So, like, you could see I could see, honestly, a team like Golden State trying to get Mitchell Robinson. He's on a cheap contract. They have no money, and they need a center. Unless they just really believe in Trace Jackson Davids, like a team like that who basically has no money. I could see trying to get a guy like Mitchell Robinson. But to your point, American Man, I think that he could be a problem if he is ever able to be healthy, which he has yet to show in recent history, because it's all about a recency bias when we're judging these players. So just like how you said about Mikal Bridges, you don't believe he's that guy. I'm not so sure that Mitch is that guy health-wise to show that he's going to be there for the team the whole season.
Right. I mean, that's fair. I mean, I think that's a fair point. I think, what you're saying, Sam, is fair. I also think what American Man is saying is fair as well with regards to Mikal Bridges being someone who maybe not the most reliable when it comes to certain things, right? But here's the thing, and this is the point that I always love to make with any player that the Knicks were thinking to add to this roster. He doesn't have to be, because there's Jalen Brunson here, there's Julius Randle here, there's Dante DiVincenzo here, and possibly OG, possibly. But the point is, like, on the Brooklyn Nets, Mikal went there and Brooklyn had nobody when he first arrived over there. That's why he was getting all the shot opportunities. He was looking like the man, averaging high 20s, almost 30 points per game early. And he had a good, half of that season, right? Then the next season, which was his past one, which was a full season, NBA starts to figure you out. They know they don't got a lot of options over there. They start to play better defense on him, and he struggled. And you could see that he's not a knockdown shooter. He's not automatic. He can score, but he's streaky. That's fine. When it comes to this Knicks team, that's okay, because he has the ability to score. So if you need some points, he can help you with that. But you don't have to depend on him, because the Knicks have put themselves in a position where you're getting Julius Randle back to go along with Jalen Brunson. Dante's emerged as a really good scorer. You've got other options here. And if you keep OG, he's another good scorer who's out there. I think the Knicks are in a really good spot.
And that too, he also has the mentality to play hard even when he's not having a good game. Like all these guys have the same mentality. Like, they play hard. Like, that's what Tibbs loves. And especially now that we have if we sign OG back, we're gonna have 9-10 players we can play through the season. So Tibbs doesn't have to run these guys to the ground the whole season. So that's even better.
Yeah. Let me get over to Shah and then to Keyshawn. Shah, what's your thoughts, my brother? How you doing?
Hey man, I text you. I didn't even know that you was on, and then I started looking on I looking through you. I seen that you was on. Listen, I'm happy that we got. I mean, we're not out the water. We got to still wait to July to see if we can still finagle this thing out right now. You know, with all the picks that we gave, the 4 unprotected picks, the 1 protected pick. I think they gave him a second pick and Bodega. We still have to figure it out. The one thing that I heard is that Mikal walked into the Brooklyn's office and said, "I want to be a Knick. Make that happen."
Word?
And that's true,
Really?
Sean.
I want
told
to be a Knick. Make that happen.
He told
And-
Brooklyn he was going to
And
leave.
I'm going to leave. I want to be a Knick. Make the deal happen, and so forth and so on. Salute to Leon Rose for making the thing happen, and for Josh Hart putting all that pressure on Mikal Bridges to get him over here. With that being said, the biggest thing that we have to worry about now is OG. I think now that that Mikal is here, I think OG is really amped up to be here now. I think he'll take a lesser deal, a bigger deal. I was joking around when we was on the stream Saturday about 5 years, $200 million. I think it's still going to be up there in $185 to $190 million, somewhere around $37 to $38 million a year. And I mean, I think that's OG. We'll probably hear something like that on Monday. Me and Devon just got off the podcast, and I said to Devon, I'm not worried about no trades and not like that. The Knicks going to trade six picks and Bodega and maybe Deuce McBride to Brooklyn to get Mikal Bridges. We kept Deuce McBride and we gave her 1 less pick. So I am super duper happy about what happens. The next thing going forward is trying to lock down Diehard. I know there's a lot of people skeptical about Diehard, and OKC can offer him $22 million, and these guys going. I think Diehard is the rumors from when he was at the last team he was the last team he was in before he got to the Knicks. He was ready to take a price cut because he liked the fit of the team, and I still think that this team for him would be a great fit. Him going over to OKC, starting all over, uprooting his family, moving over. The biggest thing is to find out what the deal is going to be or we will never know what they'll offer him. But if you're saying to me that we can sign Diehard for $72 million over 4 years and they'll offer him $100 million for 4 years, yeah, that is like $25 million, $23 million, $28 million. That's a difference. That's life-changing money right there. And he may consider it. But for the fit and what they just picked up right now, we're getting Mikal here. I think he likes being here. The team likes being here. Him getting over there and had to start all over. I'm just talking about a perspective. I think that he's going to sign for that $72 million and stay right here in New York and get some incentives included into his salary, and probably you'll start seeing him in some commercials. He's already doing. He had a Greek commercial out already. All right, so he's gonna start making money in New York. His wife is a model. She just had. I think he is set to stay here in New York. OG would get him somewhere from 37, 30, 39 million. This year, we may scoop by and still retain Randall. Next year, we're going to have to, as the salary cap goes up, we're going to, it's all about the money. I always say this, follow the money. It's about the money and how we make moves. If we win a championship this 24-25 season, I don't care what nobody say, the Knicks can go into the super duper second, third, fifth apron or whatever. They're going to bring everybody back, sign everybody to whatever money that they want to get, because the luxury tax will be picked up by the fans. Every time you go into the Knicks, if you haven't been to the Knicks, if you haven't been to the Madison Square Garden the last couple of years, in the 300 section, it's almost $500 to get a ticket. So just imagine what it's going to be if we win a championship.
Crazy, bro.
With that being said, the tax will not be so much on Dolan. It'll be brought down to the fans, because this is what Dolan and Leon Rose has brung to you. So who pays the piper? We do, because we love what we see. And I believe that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to bring everybody back. Tomorrow's going to be a big day to watch the trade tomorrow, because we will see what route these guys are going. If the Knicks pick up a big man or a center like Khalil or Edie or East Missy, one of these bigger names, Brandon Jr. I forgot.
Missy.
Ease Missy. If we get one of these bigger guys that can back up the center, you know, it may be writing on the wall that one of our guys are going to move, but the Knicks can still take the pick that they have and trade it back and get 2 other players and re-sign Precious Achiuwa to a minimum deal and still be over the cap, but not at the first apron. So there's a lot of wheeling and dealing that they're going to do. Brock Aller and Yurkosh and all those guys over there are going to really sit down and bang the books. But tomorrow is going to be a big day to watch what the Knicks do on trade night, because that's going to lay out a plan. If you see that they get Khalil, that means Mitchell Robinson may be gone, or that means that iHeart is gone. And that's going to, you know, that's how we're going to have to look at it. That's going to tell us everything that we need to know. But for tonight, I'm usually sleep around this time because I usually get up about 5 o'clock to go to work. But this thing got me so amped. I'm about to go outside and run around the block one time.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
I did a lap around my apartment complex.
I'm telling you, man, I can't even lay down. And you know the funniest thing about it, me and Devon had just got off. We just got off the podcast. We were joking about it. I said, Devon, I'm telling you about it. By Sunday when we get back on, the Knicks are going to trade for Mikal Bridges. They're going to give up 6 picks, and Deuce McBride and Bodega is going to be gone. Bodega's going to be gone. We didn't trade Deuce, and we gave up 1 less pick. So that means that we're going to make another. And then another thing. There's another thing I just want to say. If we're looking at 26, 27th pick, all right, today is 24. The guy that we're talking about right now is probably about 14, 15, 16 years old right now. You know what I mean? So let that
when you think about it,
You know, when you think about it, the guy that we're talking about to get in the 26th, 27th pick or the 28th year is right now is just getting ready to graduate high school, getting ready to go to college, or is just becoming a sophomore going into being a senior in high school. All right, let that sink in too. So with this pick, giving up all these picks to get Mikal Bridges that wanted to be here is going to be major. The guys that we're talking about trading and 26, 28, these guys are still teenagers running around the street wearing do-rags. All right.
Hey, Shaw, I'm gonna give it to you even better. Think about this, guys. We flipped Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, and Ryan Arcidiacono into later Mikal Bridges.
Right.
How? Leon, how?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say that how.
Let me get over to Keyshawn. Keyshawn, what's your thoughts, brother?
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Yo, it's crazy. I've been calling for this for a minute. Like, I've been saying get Bridges, because he fits the squad perfectly, man. I thought it would probably be like maybe a signing trade with OG or something like that. I don't know, but Leon one up me, man. Leon did something way better than that. He only got rid of Bogdan, man. Like that. Like, yo, like the Knicks are finally making moves. Like, it's crazy. Like, never seen this. We always made the dumb moves, like Isaiah Thomas days. Like, oh my God, like it was bad. Now we up. Now we the ones pressing the issue. Like, this is crazy. And I think we're gonna re-sign OG. I think then the lineup's gonna be Brunson, Bridges, OG Randall, and maybe Mitch or iHeart, and we gonna cook. We got something for Boston, because I know Boston, they probably can't even keep Derek White. I think he might leave. So I don't think, you know what I mean? Like, we got something for Tatum and Brown, and you know the Bucks, they're not what they used to be. They got to figure their stuff out. Philly, they got cap space for days, so they might get like a Paul George or something, but we gonna bully them, man. Like, it's a new day in the league. It's good to see, man.
Hey, Keyshawn, you want to know what's funny? And Ron, you know this because I stay here. Outside the Bucks arena, I live like down the street from Pfizer, right? You know how they have the player faces? I don't know what time of year they do it, but the Bucks took them all down like 2 weeks ago. So you let that be determining on what you think the Bucks are going to do next season. I think somebody's getting shipped or they're bringing somebody in because those faces have been going outside of the arena for like 2 weeks.
Wow. Yeah, you might be right, brother. You might be right. And let me tell you, I as I've already kind of said what I said. Shout out to Die For. Appreciate you, brother. He said Bridges is not here to be a number one option. He is here to help complete our tour towards a championship. That's facts. Also, I forgot who someone else had said it, but Bridges has been one of the most consistent as far as health players out there. He played. Bless Roberts. Shout out to you, Bless. He said, I love Mitch, but he can't stay healthy. Meanwhile, you just traded for an all-star that currently holds the NBA record for playing in the most consecutive games. That's big for this Knicks team. That's a huge listen, I was already talking about it. My biggest thing for this Knicks team is we could run it back, but we need insurance. Now, what's a better insurance for OG Anunoby than Mikal Bridges? What? You kidding me? You can't make this stuff up. And if the Knicks go out there somehow, I know it's overkill at this point, but why not? Why not? If they could go out and get Ryan Dunn, why not? You know what I mean? Don't stop.
And that's the crazy thing, Unc. We kept the picks. We didn't lose any
that's
picks
wild
for the draft.
to me.
We didn't lose any picks for the draft. And Shaw said it so well. These picks that we gave up that were ours are usually, that's outside of next year, are for 2027, 2029, 2031. If the Knicks are winning games and they're still an elite level, top level of the conference team, those picks won't matter no way. So as long as the Knicks, knock on wood, don't become what the Celtics were to the Nets in that trade with the Paul Pierce KG deal, we're good. As long as that whole debacle doesn't happen with this team, we are fine. We gave up really nothing that's going to burn us right now. As long as this team continues on that upward trajectory, I don't see it as being a bad trade. We gave up a bench piece and 4 of our unprotected picks that should not affect us as long as the team's still good for a starter level that you guys just said is pretty much the best role player in the league in my mind. And that's just me. I feel like, with this, the Knicks definitely won the trade. We'll see how Father Time does, but at least right now, immediately the Knicks have won the trade.
And the trade has not gone into effect yet. This is just the proposal because they still have to wheel and deal some things. I think everything comes into fruition sometime in July. I think right around my birthday, July 5th, 6th, 7th, somewhere right around my birthday. Maybe not that Saturday, maybe not that Sunday. That's the 7th. Maybe right up that Monday, the 8th. It made that's sometime in July, early July, that is going to go into effect with the picks and the deal and all of this other stuff. So we still have to sit here and wait to see what the numbers is because you have to follow the money. I don't believe that the Knicks want to be they are over the cap now, that $172 million, I think it is, but they're not at that first apron as of yet with this trade at 170. And they're definitely not nowhere close to 189, which is the second apron. So they still got some willing and dealing. I believe this team is going to be in the first apron. And I mean, and even with the first apron, it's not as many limitations as it is as the second apron. The first apron, you can still possibly use your mid-level exception, but you lose your biannual. But you do, if you go over the cap, you still have a tax money tax exemption that you can use, which is going to be about $5 million. So they're going to probably do all of those things before they make the final trade. So when they go into the cap, they just go into the whichever cap that they're going to go. So they're going to make 3 or 4 different deals before they really hit that second apron because they can't make none of those deals in the second apron. Second apron takes away your mid-level exception, takes away your biannual, takes away all those trade exceptions that we get, the old 7, 6, 5 numbers. They took away all of that second apron. But the first apron there's still a little finagling to do. Not as much as the cap, but you still can maneuver some things to stay under that 180, 189.
Right.
So, Ron,
go ahead, brother.
So, Ron, you touched on something that I understood, right? When you look at Mikal, when you look at OG, they're basically the same player. Mikal's just a little cheaper at this point. And so to be honest, I believe that they're probably going to end up letting OG go or just losing them, right? Because they play the same position, and
that's possible,
right? And so let's take a close look at it. If you swap out Ron, right? If you swap out OG for Mikal,
you save about $20 million.
No, yes, but I'm saying, let's say you keep both of them, right? Yes, you save a lot of money. I get it, but let's say you keep both of them, right? How much? Where's your sixth man? Because they both play the same position.
You have Josh.
Well,
Hart.
the sixth man will still be Josh Hart.
Josh Hart. And even if you wanted to do, which I don't know if they would even consider.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on, guys. Did we all just not watch the same season? Your sixth man is not Josh Hart. Come on, guys. Listen, I'm as big a Knicks fan as all of you guys, right? I'm not taking anything away from you guys. I'm as big a Knicks fan. I watched what's his name? What's these guys' name? Terrible teams. As I rooted for them, sat in Madison Square Garden and was heartbroken like everybody else. Okay, I was there. Believe me. Josh Hart is not your sixth man. You need a J.R. Smith type sixth man.
Well, it'll be Dante, actually.
Right. Dante will get moved back to the bench, but I was speaking off of just the team that we had this season.
Well, no. I mean, Dante would get moved back to the bench if you have OG still. But if OG's gone, Mikal takes OG's spot and Dante stays up too.
There you go. Dante doesn't move back to the bench, and that's why I'm saying, right? I think that Mikal is the replacement for OG. I don't know. Now, here's the thing, right? I would be surprised if OG leaves, because I don't think he would have taken that deal just to leave. I personally would hope that they would work the deals out better than that. You know, to be like, hey, look, you know, what's the future, right? I would hope that that's how they worked it out, because Leon's been pretty good. So I gotta give Leon his flowers on what he's done to help the Knicks come back. But listen, Mikal is the replacement for OG. We need a six man, and we need someone else that can come off the bench and give you 15. Listen, we need at least two guys that can come off the bench and give you 15 a night.
Okay, but let me ask you this. I don't want to cut you off, but let me ask you this. What if the Knicks decide to pay OG and we have OG and Mikal?
Right.
Would you not like that? Or, I mean, I understand what you're saying. Like, if OG decides to walk, we've got Mikal, who's cheaper, does similar things to what OG can do. He might be a little better scorer, but I do think OG's a better defender. But
yes,
that is a replacement, right? So, but what happens if the Knicks decided and OG decided to stay? Then how does that affect how you feel about the sixth man? Because then the sixth man becomes Dante, or it becomes Mikal. Either way, most likely it would be Dante, though, because Dante, they've already kind of hinted at this, and they asked him, like, you know, well, no, they didn't ask him, but they had a conversation was brought up, and a lot of people were talking about who would be the consensus person to if Mikal was here, who would start, Dante or Mikal? And most people said they thought Mikal would start because of what he's done in the league and just, you know, his stature. Even though Dante played great as a starter for us, he hasn't really been the starter guy. He's just got elevated to that consistently with the Knicks. So Mikal usually would have the edge, and most likely he would be the number two.
Okay, so I would give you that Dante can give us points off the bench. But I still believe we need someone else that can come in, right? And again, this is no knock on Dante, right? Because I believe Dante could do it, but we still need someone else that could come in and give us at least 15 extra points a night. And I also have a point. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I'll be honest with you. I think sometimes when we're looking at this Knicks team, we look as fans, we're looking at the deficiencies, right? Because we watched them all year, but we also have to keep in mind that some of their deficiencies are exacerbated because of how much time we've watched them without certain things, right? We went without a lot of guys on the team for extended amounts of games. So the other thing that I want to just throw out there to make it known is keep in mind, we added Mikal Bridges. We may lose OG, we may keep him, but if we keep OG, adding Mikal Bridges automatically gives you another basketball player that can get you between 15 and 20 points a night and give you good defensive effort to help lock down the opposing team. That adds value to the points too, because if you can take points off the board, that adds value to the team, right? So you already know you just got that. And if you can keep OG, even better, right? And let's not forget, we also getting Julius Randle back. This is huge to the success of this team going forward, and having another offensive option who can give you between 20 and 25 points per game, as well as 10 rebounds and his assist, playmaking that he does. So all I'm trying to say to you guys is, once again, just picture it. I mean, I know this is the perfect scenario, but we're in a position that it might happen. Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle, and either Mitchell Robinson or iHeart. Either one of them. Either way, it doesn't matter.
You know what the problem with that is?
You might not even see that because let me say this real quick before you get in, because right now I understand where you're coming from with the with OG and OG and Bridges being on the court together. What would you say if it's DiVincenzo, Brunson, Mikal, OG, and iHeart? You know what I mean? If it's about the money for me, you know what I mean? I'm starting to be like trying to figure out how to do the thing. If we get off of Julius Randle, we can pay OG that same amount of money or more and still retain some money to put that six man that you want to bring here, a la who's a good six man in the league? Anybody that you want to bring up that can stay under $17 million. I mean, because that's going to be the access left over. So the thing we have to watch out for in the next couple of days is what's going to happen with Julius Randle too. I mean, aside from the picks that we're about to pick up, Julius Randle may be the next shoe to drop because OG can go to the 5, Mikal could play the small forward, and then then that can leeway you to Mitchell Robinson or iHeart being at the center with a backup center from this draft, and picking up another man to put on the bench to make us more stronger.
I'd rather see than OG just go and then us getting someone on a smaller deal like
no
something like that.
No, the only way I could see Mikal working, right? The only way I could see Mikal working is if we keep OG, because then what that gives us off the bench is Mikal and what's his face, DiVincenzo, right? If OG leaves, now we have to start Mikal, and
I think he will be starting if he comes here in general.
Right, but the problem is having those two starting, we're having two people that plays the same position, and then we're back to no bench.
Well, okay. Hold on 1 second, guys. I just want to say, and I understand where you're going, American man, but I just want to say that, remember, the Knicks have done a lot in regards to cultivating this roster and making it what it is right now. And we've seen a healthy roster. We've seen the fruits of it and how successful it can be. What we noticed is that we needed a little bit more scoring coming off the bench, right? That was the reason why they went out and got Bogdanovich and Alec Burks. Now, it didn't necessarily work out right away. It has worked out in spurts, right? We saw Bogdanovich give us a little something we could use. At that time, Burks was giving us nothing. Then we saw when Bogdanovich couldn't give us as much because he got hurt and he was out, then Alec Burks stepped up. So the point remains that the Knicks still understand there's a need for that, and you have to address it somehow. Bogdanovich is no longer here. Alec Burks most likely won't be here, but they could bring him back on the cheap now. At this point, you could bring him back on. I'm just throwing that out there, guys. But the point that I'm going to make is we're in a situation where the Knicks they can be done, but they don't have to be done. If we lose OG Anunoby, mark my words, the Knicks is going to go out and get somebody else. We still got a mid-level exception that we can use. They know they're going to need a little bit more scoring and possibly somebody who can help defend as well, but you already got the insurance with Mikal. But you're going to need a little extra scoring. That mid-level exception allows them to go out and get somebody. Plus, I just want to throw this out there, and I'm just, you guys can speculate and talk about it as much as you want. I'm not stifling you guys from saying that. But as long as I've seen this Knicks team, if there's one guy that I can say outside of Jalen Brunson that I don't see going anywhere, it's Julius Randle. For whatever reason, Julius looks like he's always here. And so even when he was bad, he stayed here. Now that he's been playing good and just got hurt, I feel like he's New York Knick. He's it. So I cannot see Julius Randle going anywhere. I think he's here to stay. I'm just throwing that out there.
I agree.
And with that, with you saying that too, Ron, you also have to take into consideration with Julius Randle being here, and this is just being far out this because I'm super amped. Don't get it twisted, but now it's a little easier with OG and Mikal to let iHeart go because now you could play a 5-out style of basketball. You got a 6'8", 6'8", 6'7". You got a way where you can run a bigger lineup with Julius Randle being the center, OG being the center, where they don't necessarily need, not to say they don't need iHeart or Mitchell Robinson, but I think this year you'll see a little bit more of that, smaller. Remember when we was at the thing and I said Tom Thibodeau likes this smaller unit that he plays with Deuce McBride and all right, so this could be a segue to what that is with Julius Randle being the center and sometimes not every game, or OG being the center with Julius Randle on the court. Now you got DiVincenzo on the court now. Now you got Mikal and Brunson on the court, to have a 5-man team like that, that all the guys can dribble the basketball, all the guys can pass the basketball, all the guys can shoot from the corners. DiVincenzo and Brunson can have more spot-up games like that too. There's another thing that you have to look into too, because we're looking at iHeart leaving, but is that a bad thing or a good thing? I want iHeart to stay here. Don't get me wrong. But if he does leave and we have to rely on Mitchell Robinson, that means that we're picking up Precious Achiuwa. Now we got a smaller lineup, but with guys that really are dogs that grab the rebounds as well.
That's actually, shout out to you, Shah. That's a good point. That is a fair point, guys. If for whatever reason, if iHeart does decide to walk, that does allow the Knicks to re-sign Precious Achiuwa and bring him back. So there's a little bit of a consolation there, knowing, yes, he's undersized, but he can play the position to help us. He already knows the system. The Knicks still do need to figure out another way to get another big from somewhere. Maybe he's who you use the mid-level exception on or what have you if you keep OG, or you get somebody through the draft that you think can come in a backup role. Either way, all I'm saying is, guys, the Knicks are in a really good position right now to round out this roster with whatever we need. They are ready right now, and let me tell you something. Everybody healthy, everybody stays. This team is stacked, y'all. We are stacked. I don't want people to get it twisted. Everybody comes back, and the guys are healthy. We are stacked. Okay, we're gonna be a problem. We was a problem before. We were just coming back healthy. You shout out to, I forgot who brought it up. But shout out to whoever brought it up with regards to what Kevin Durant was saying. I mean, not Kevin Durant. Kevin Garnett was saying when he was talking with Paul Pierce. Knicks are going to be a problem next year. We was going to be a problem anyway. Now that we got Mikal Bridges and we keep OG, we are a real problem. Because the other thing that I wanted to go back to before that we talked about a couple months ago with regards to the Knicks are trying to round out the roster, right, and give ourselves offensive weapons to help us score and hang with these teams that have good scoring prowess or whatever. But the bottom line is the Knicks are one of the few teams that have made a concerted effort to go defense. We are one of the few teams that are locking in on defense. And let me tell you, now we got the horses to get busy. Now we are. You thought we was a problem before. Oof.
And Ron, can I say this though? Can we be honest about how Embiid went out his way? Went out his way to make sure that Mitch got hurt and the league did nothing. Like, let's be honest about that because I mean, again, right? If we talking about centers, Embiid was abusing iHeart, abusing him, and every time Mitch got in, Embiid got frustrated. And then he went to injure him. We all watched it, right? We all watched the same game.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept trying to injure him. So if I'm talking about making it to the end, listen, I like iHeart because he does great things, but I like him as a backup. I don't like him as my starter. I like Mitch as my starter because that's a hard-nosed defensive guy. If he's still rough around the edges, yes. Has he come a long way? Yes, right, and of course, I'm showing my bias as a Mitch guy because I've seen him from the beginning, right? So I know how far he's come and where he could go, and that's why I say he'll be a nightmare if he leaves us and goes somewhere else that'll actually put the work in on him.
Right, that's fair.
Right,
that's fair.
Like we watched Embiid purposely injure him because every time he was on the court, Embiid was scary.
Yeah.
And so tell me, right? Who look at his blocks, right? That's the guy that as long as we can make sure to play him properly, he'll get you deep into the playoffs. You need that guy. I watched him. He's gonna get abused if he goes up against a real big man. Like, he's good to go up against a Draymond Green. And even a Draymond Green might push him around just because Draymond Green is like a weird, dirty type of player. But for the most part, like, if he goes up against Draymond Green, he got a good chance. But if he goes up against real, like, centers, iHeart's not going to last. And he's not going to get you through the playoffs fully. I'm sorry, he's a good bench center, but he's not a good starting center. I hate to say it. And I know some of you guys may disagree with me, which is fine, but I don't think he's a starting center.
I mean, no, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I agree with that, but that he's not really a starting center, but Mitch has improved. Like Sam said before, Mitch has improved to last the whole season. So we can't put all our trust in Mitch.
Yeah, but the problem, but here's why I disagree with that. Mitch did good this season until he was like purposely injured for the most part.
I mean,
But was he not out before that with the ankle?
Yeah, but let's look. Don't get it twisted. First off, let me say shout out to MyTubeDis. Appreciate you. He said Mitch got abused by Miami. It's fair. Okay, let me give you guys a quick breakdown. Real quick. Mitch did get I don't want to say he got abused by Miami, but Miami knew what to do against Mitch. They knew how to be physical with the Knicks team in general, and they knew what would make Mitch a little bit more uncomfortable because they already had physical play, physical style of play. And Bam Adebayo is dirty, but he's also very physical. You got to give him credit for what he does. He does it well, right? And so even though Mitch is physical, Mitch is not a dirty player. He's more of a like, you know, I mean, if you want to look at him, you could say he's more of a nice guy. Bam is a dirt diggler. You know, it's different. So when they came at Mitch with that type of physicality, it kind of evened him out a little bit, right? And it definitely affected the rest of the Knicks. But if we're going to bring that up, I'm going to bring up the fact that if it wasn't for Mitch in the Cleveland series, do we even get to Miami? Who knows? Mitch dominated that Cleveland series. You think you want to say that Bam hit us with the physicality? We were physical with Cleveland. We dominated them, and we made their bigs look soft. So Mitch had an incredible series. And so you can't forget that. Then you go into this year, right? I already saw somebody put up a highlight video last week. Was it last week on X or Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it, of Mitch playing Joel Embiid in all of the instances in the playoffs. And each time he was giving Joel Embiid fits, right? And it's part of the reason why Joel Embiid said, I got to get you out of here. So I don't want to take away from Mitch's ability to play good defense when he's out there. However, I do want to point to the fact once again, it doesn't matter how good you are, how talented you are at a certain thing on the court. If you're not out there, we can't focus on you being a part of the squad. We can't, because we can't depend on you. Mitch got hurt because of Embiid. I'm not blaming anybody else but Embiid. Embiid took him out of here. But let's not forget, prior to that, in the regular season, Mitch missed 50 games, guys. It's an 82-game season. Mitch missed 50 of them. That's an issue. No matter how you slice it.
Season that just passed, he missed 50?
Yes,
50 games, brother.
Played 30
50.
games. And guess what, Ron? This is another point that we cannot forget. And I'm a Mitch guy as well. I love the team. But this is the second time in his career that he's done so. Where he's been out for, he's only played 30 games. Like, I understand that, and everything that we're saying, we've noticed how we keep saying how Mitch, and as great as he is, and as you said, Ron, we can't even really say he's great yet because he hasn't made it all NBA defensive team. So as good as a really good defender as Mitch is, we keep talking about everything he's doing on that side of the court. If Mitch had literally done what iHeart has done, which has at least developed a push floater, some type of hook shot, we might not even be having this discussion.
Just staying on the court
Mitch
like iHeart.
is a mascot on offense. You know, he's just, the spacing is not good, and he is not a passer. iHeart is able to get other guys involved. He's able to do things on offense that may compensate. And with us being a good defensive team collectively, it might not be as bad. So I can see both sides. But at the end of the day, Mitch doesn't stay healthy. And I just don't see how you really justify giving that much money to two centers. The Knicks could work it out, and I could be completely wrong. But I just don't see how the Knicks justify, if they do pay iHeart and keep Mitch on the roster, paying that much money to two centers and neither are stretch bigs.
Right.
Neither
I agree with that.
Yep.
I agree with that, Sam. That's a really good point. And to what Shah was saying, it's not all. Look, the biggest issue with Mitch is, we're keeping it real, just staying out there on the court. If Mitch can play 65 games, I'll take 65. He can play 65 games
and the playoffs,
and the playoffs. Then Mitch is going to get busy, and he's going to help this team. I do not question Mitch's ability to help, even if he can't shoot, even if he stinks at shooting free throws. If he's out there, I know he will help this team. It's just he got to be out there. If you can't make your own case, then how can anybody make a case for you? Like, you got to be out there. So, shout out to Jose Villarregut. I think I know I didn't say that right, but I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for rocking. He said, "Yeah, but Cleveland is a bum. We own Cleveland, right? But you know why we know we own Cleveland? Thank you to Brunson and Mitch. They showed us that we own Cleveland. So you got to give credit where credit is due. Mitch helped us, be in a position where we own Cleveland. Yeah. So that's the whole thing. It's the whole thing with Mitch is just the availability. Because that's the only argument that people can't get over. Like, if Mitch is out there, the offensive rebounding that he does, the defensive ability that he has, you kidding me? You think I don't want to see what it looks like with Mitchell Robinson out there with OG Anunoby for multiple games, as well as having Mikal Bridges? I'm salivating at the thought. Are you kidding me?
And I love you, Mitch, but please for anything that that these fans love to see, please wear a mid to high top shoe. You keep wearing the low top LeBrons, and you know that your ankles are bad. I know that you got the braces on. I'm not sure if it's for comfortability. I love you, Mitch, but please invest in a mid to high top shoe. You can still wear the ankle brace. I'm not sure if it's for comfortability, because every time I see you on the court, it's like Anthony Davis. We're wearing ankle level shoes, knowing that we have bad ankles, and it's you're asking for an injury. And just before we move off with the complete topic of the Mikal Bridges thing, the one thing I was going to say, but I didn't want to cut anybody off, we can't ignore the fact that Mikal Bridges is not just a forward. The guy is listed as a small forward and a shooting guard, meaning that he could fit in. I don't know how Tibbs is going to run the lineup. This is why it's a question. It's a great question and argument to have, because
2, 3, or 4.
Mikal Bridges could play the 2, and then we have Dante off the bench. I mean, it's not like Dante wasn't already coming here thinking he wasn't going to be on the bench anyway. He had RJ Barrett when he signed, so he already signed with the intent of not starting. He was already signed essentially as a bench piece before, all this stuff happened during the season. He ended up having a great season. Great. He's on a very good contract for us. But Mikal Bridges could very well be at the 2 guard, and we're having a different conversation where it's Jalen, Brunson, Mikal, OG, Randall, whoever at center. But we don't really know. So that's why it's like Tibbs has unlimited options depending on how the OG signing goes, to where he can move these guys around. We've seen how he likes to do his rotation. I mean, we don't know. But I'm just saying that there is the thought that should be out there. Mikal Bridges could very well be the starting shooting guard, and I don't see it being a bad thing because he's done it before in his career.
Right. Exactly. No, go ahead. Who was going to say something? My bad.
I just think, excuse me real quick. I just think that having Bridges and OG on the floor at the same time is a huge mistake, and it's a waste of player, and it's a waste of time, because they should be separate.
Well, the thing is,
I do want to ask this, right? Are we ever going to have a serious conversation about Thibodeau? Are we ever going to have a serious conversation about that?
What's the conversation?
Well, hold on. I don't mind having a serious conversation about Thibodeau, but tonight's not the night.
Right.
Okay.
I'm excited. I'm excited about what's going on right now.
I hear that.
with Mikal Bridges. It's getting late, and I got to go to work in the morning. But my whole thing is, what I wanted to say to you is, I don't necessarily think having, Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby on the court at the same time is such a bad thing, because Mikal is a little better at getting his own shot than OG is. We do know that Mikal's not that consistent, but he's a little better. His ball handling is better at getting to spots on the court. So I don't think you really have that much of an issue having both of them out there. The other thing is, OG Anunoby's already shown you he is a knockdown 3-point shooter from the corner. Like he knocks it down. You can definitely use that. You just have to know how the spacing works when they're out there on the court together. Now, before we get out of here, I do want to also put this up real quick, because you know what I mean. This is what it is. This is what it's about. This is who he is. And shout out to everybody across all platforms that's watching the show. We had over 200 people watching at one point. I know there's a lot of competition on right now. I'm looking at all of my fellow Nick channels on right now. This is exciting news. I thank you to the 122 that are still here rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. Please smash that like button if you haven't already done so. And I will be watching the replays of other people's stuff, because I'm so excited, man. I'm gonna be going to bed. It's gonna be like my younger days when I was a kid, listening to WFAN with the schmoozer. I'm gonna be listening to everybody. So let me put this up real quick. So this is Mikal Bridges' stats for this year, y'all. He played all 82 games, which is incredible. 19.6 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 3.6 assists, 1 steal a game, 0.4 blocks. He shot 43% from the field, 37% from 3, and 81% from the free throw line. These are really good numbers, because he was a high volume shooter for Brooklyn. So this is a pretty good representation of the type of stuff he can do. It also does point to the fact that yes, he's not perfect. It's not like he was shooting 40% from 3 or high. 43.6 from the field is not His league average is around 44. So it shows you his level of inconsistency. But once again, it goes back to the whole thing. His level of inconsistency doesn't matter as much because he's not the number one option. He's not the number two option. He may not even be the number three option. He could be, but he doesn't have to be. Dante could be the number three. That's how good this Knicks team is shaping up right now. And then you also got OG here. So I'm really loving the fact that we have so much flexibility. This is a great thing. And shout out to the Knicks once again for getting this trade done. Once again, guys, if you're just tuning in, New York Knicks made a trade tonight with the Brooklyn Nets per Adrian Wojnarowski. It's not finalized yet, but it's already in principle. The Knicks gave up Bojan Bogdanovic and 5 first-round picks, 4 unprotected and 1 protected, the rights to a pick swap, and they gave up a second-round pick. So Bojan Bogdanovic and 6 total picks, 5 of them first-round picks. For Mikal Bridges. You didn't have to touch Mitchell Robinson. You didn't have to touch Deuce McBride.
Nobody.
And you definitely didn't have to touch Julius Randle. So shout out to them for getting it done.
Nobody.
Yeah, that was a good trade. I will say that, not having to give up anyone but Bogdanovic. I think we all knew Bogdanovic wasn't going to stay anyway.
Right.
And we kept talking about all season long, we haven't gave up a first round pick for none of the picks that we acquired. Oh man, we got OG, we didn't give up a pick. We got Bogdan and Burks, we didn't give up a first round pick. And now I don't want to sound just pointing no fingers at nobody, but now we gave up these 6 round picks, and some of these picks right now, these guys are just graduating high school or just going into high school as a senior. I'm happy for this pick. And one thing that caveat right back to Mitchell Robinson. So I love Mitchell Robinson. I am such a homer for Mitchell Robinson. If Mitchell Robinson could come in here and give us 65 games plus the playoffs this year, I wouldn't even think about iHeart. The way Mitchell Robinson started this year, he was on the cusp of being one of the top defensive minded players in the league this year. And if he can come out with that same intensity and being on the court, that is the biggest thing. How the saying goes again, the most availability.
Best availability is availability.
Right. However the saying goes, if he can get on
the best ability is availability.
Is availability, right. If Mitchell Robinson can do that, 65 games and the playoffs, winner, chicken dinner. We are going to be big time. And if we lose our heart, I wouldn't even bat an eye, because Mitchell Robinson on the court, it would be a lot of spacing issues, but we always had spacing issues when Mitchell Robinson on the court. The one thing that I see, the biggest thing is now we got Mikal Bridges, a bigger guard where he would be playing 2 guard to see over these other guards. And now you might see Mikal and Mitchell Robinson, become a tandem. You know what I mean? Because Brunson has a hard time throwing lob passes to Mitch because he can't see over the top of his defender as much. I believe.
Can I drop this gem real quick? And this is the last thing I'm going to say. So, guys, this is another thing that we haven't really touched on in the show because it's been short. But keep in mind of this, too. OG, Mikal Bridges, 2 guys that do not need the ball to score at all. They are very good off the ball, meaning that when Randle comes back, it will not be an issue. Randle's not getting as many touches. Oh, Brunson's not getting as many touches. Of course, Brunson's not going to have the ball 95% of the time, but there will not be an issue with Randle getting his touches when he returns, because Mikal Bridges and OG do not demand the ball to be efficient on the offensive end of the court.
Great point.
Right. That is actually, you know what? Thank you, Keyshawn. That is a really, really big, important point, because it points to, there's been a lot of guys, fans who aren't so comfortable with like us going out and bringing in a Devin Booker or a Donovan Mitchell, because of the fact that you're bringing in another guy who's going to need the ball in their hands to be able to do their thing and be effective. So this type of situation allows the Knicks to remain the current Knicks, the way we move the ball, the way we go out there and do our thing. We can do that with these guys because they don't need the ball like that. This is a very good point. Shout out to you, Sam, for that. I also would like to say, shout out to my brother at arms, John. He says, American man, jump on Saturday for the Know the Ledge series. So tonight we celebrate. So if you have questions, you want to get into the whole Tibbs thing and talk about it, a little bit more in depth, I'm on at 11:30. I'll be on for, a few hours or whatever. We could always chop it up if you're available.
And I'm making my return, Ron. I'm back.
Oh,
this is the last year of law school. I'm being more consistent. And this is the best Knicks team I've seen since I've been alive, Ron. So I will be here consistently.
Yeah.
Right. And so even if you even if you can't make it, American man, I don't know what you got going on, but if you can't make it, you could always comment on this video itself, or send me a message, and I will get whatever question you got. I could answer it on Saturday if you want to do it that way. But either way, I'm definitely looking forward to chopping it up this Saturday, where I can start talking all the any negative information that goes out by any fans. I'll talk y'all off the ledge, because that's what we do. I love to play this.
See if I know the ledge.
Talk y'all right out the window, man.
Hey, I'm already out, Ron. They better get a parachute for me. I'm out there.
Yes. Well, that's good news, Sam. We definitely love having you, and I'm glad, man. You're just another step closer to you becoming the man that you want to be, and we all appreciate you and celebrate you, brother.
I want to say this real quick too. This has made every podcaster dream right now, because now we have something to talk about.
Exactly. More content.
And then draft night tomorrow night. We still got the pick.
Man.
I don't know if you're getting on, Unc, but we at least got another topic for the weekend, depending on what the Knicks do with that as well. Because we know Leon in every recent draft has been active, whether it's shipping it out or not.
Or dropping it back.
Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Or dropping it back.
I'll tell you this. I don't plan on getting on again until Saturday, at least for Knick talk. I may do some other stuff, but if the Knicks make another trade, right, or the Knicks sign a free agent or something, right after the draft before Saturday, I might jump on and do a little impromptu short thing once again. But I'm definitely going to be putting everything together to see who the Knicks wind up drafting. I want you guys to also think about it. If you guys are going to be tuned in on Saturday, before tomorrow's draft, think about, now that you know that the Knicks got Mikal Bridges, who do you think would help this team going forward? Who could we add to this current collection of players that we could have come off the bench just in case we need that, or at least somebody to develop going forward to keep the continuity of this team so we can remain a contending team for years to come? The other thing is, maybe now that we got Mikal, maybe you say, okay, well, as to Shah was pointing out, like maybe they go out and they say, let's go get a big man, or someone that we need to fill a position because we might lose this guy. We're going to lose iHeart. See if the Knicks going to draft the big guy. So pay attention to all that stuff. I think this is very interesting. I don't know, as all the years I've watched the Knicks, and I've watched them since like the early 90s. I mean, really late 80s, but I didn't know what the hell I was watching. I was a little kid. Early 90s, I knew what I was watching, right? I have never been able to be this excited for a Knicks team and watch them be able to put themselves in position to make moves, and they're still not done, and they can still get better. So I'm really excited. This is a great night. I don't care whatever Debbie Downer you are as a Knicks fan, wherever you've been hiding under a rock, this is a time to come out. Okay, I know the bandwagon guys are going to be listen, I don't care if you want to jump on the bandwagon, but if you come over here, you better be prepared to stay over here. There's no leaving. All right, you're a Knicks fan now. So
don't do that to me, Ron. Listen, Ron, I tell you, I love the Knicks forever. Don't do that to me. Listen, I'm telling you, I've been through the pain, brother. You got to listen to the pain. Don't do that to me.
Hey, but listen, at least you said 40 years, so you've seen at least the Ewing years. I didn't even see that. I was a newborn. I didn't see nothing. I saw the 2 Melo years when we got bounced. And ever since that, the Knicks were bad.
Oh man, let me tell you something.
I've been down since Ori hit that 1 second shot at the last shot. I've been down since Ori. I've been down for in the early 80s. So I ain't trying to put my way. I know I'm old. I ain't know yet. I just did it. I just enhanced my facial hair to make me look a little younger. That's all.
Listen, Shaw,
it's okay, Shaw.
Pick. Whatever. This is how to tell you how young I am. Whatever the year is, that's how old I am at the end of the year. So I did not see that many good Knicks seasons. So this is great for me.
I just got a notification from Bleacher Report saying the Knicks are still determined to sign OG.
That's what I'm saying. They're not.
Yeah, well, when
they're not trying to let this guy go, bro. This is the Knicks is trying to spin the block, and for real, we trying to win. So you're not going to just let somebody walk. Plus, that's why I'm saying to all the fans out there saying that this we losing this trade because OG can't stay healthy, or if OG walks away, we lost the trade. Knicks ain't trying to lose no trades either, but it's just also the fact the value of OG Anunoby is a good player, and he's only 26 years old. They're not trying to let this guy just walk out the door. They definitely want to bring him back. Now, I will say this: I don't want to leave Knicks fans with any negative stuff, but it's just real. You do got to think that now that the Knicks went out and got Mikal Bridges, a team like Philadelphia is like, oh, we throwing the bag at OG now. So,
how much we got? 65. We giving him 59.99.
I'm just saying, you got to think that these teams is like, yeah, let's see what we can do now.
Well, we got 60. We giving him 59.99.
What'd you say, Keyshawn? My bad.
I see Philly getting Paul George.
That's fine. Go get him. Go get Paul George.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Good luck to them.
Yeah, and who knows, guys? Listen, real quick, American man, before you say anything, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen, but like realistically, LeBron James Jr. Bronny should not go in the first round. I'm just like, I get it. He might have some talent. Maybe he was kind of coasting and trying to play it up a little bit, but he's got a little bit more to work with, trying to keep his stock value low enough so that wherever his father wants him to go, he'll be able to go. He should not really go in the first round, if you're asking me, because of, he's still working on his ability. He's got some skill and he could be really special going forward. You never know, but he is short. He's like 6'1", I think. But if he is there in the second round when the Knicks pick 38th, he won't be. But if he was, I think the Knicks should take him. I would definitely take him now. I would take a flyer on him and just have him on the bench. I don't care what his father does. I just think that Bronny has enough that I'm like, as a second round pick on the bench, who I know is not going to play, but could be a part of the team going later when these guys get a little older in the future. Why not? Why not? Just throwing that out there.
I agree with you, good sir. You are absolutely correct. There's no way that guy should be picked first round.
No,
and that's not any shade to LeBron or anyone. That's just if you watch basketball, you know that guy shouldn't be going first round.
Yeah,
I think everyone knows that.
I mean, I will say though, I have watched some of them highlights. He's looking good in them highlights though.
Yeah. Listen, thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me up. I'm always watching. Like I said, long time New York guy, always gonna be. I'm gonna die blue and orange. That's just what it is. If anyone knows real New York fans, none of us ever switched. Even when Brooklyn came, everybody was looking at me crazy. Everybody was looking at me crazy. They're like, but you're from Brooklyn, and I'm like, but I'm a Knicks fan. I don't know what else you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Listen, thank you for having me. Ron, I'll be back, man.
Saturday.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here, man. It's good to see you, chop it up with you. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, if you're free, available Saturday, we'll be chopping it up again. We'll be here. We'll be around.
Oh yeah, me too, man. All right, thank you guys. Have a great night. Old man got to get up for work in the morning.
Yeah, I'm about to bail out too.
Right behind you. Keyshawn, any final words, brother?
It's a good night. Making moves. I like to see that we pressing the issue. Changes coming. The tide's changing. We here.
There we go. Talk that talk, Keyshawn. We are hyped tonight. Y'all never hear me this excited. We are hyped tonight. I got to be at the firm at 7 a.m. Guess what? My adrenaline ain't gonna let me sleep till probably 1
That's what I'm saying.
I'm up late tonight. Even though I gotta be up there early, I'm up late.
2K with bridges on it.
There you go. Get it.
Y'all know I'm gonna be at the games. I might travel this year. I might go to the Garden for the first time this year. I might have to.
Got to.
Sam, your final words, my brother.
Hey, blessings to you guys. You guys know how I go. Peace and blessings to everyone on this night. Wishing you guys safe, wealth and prosperity in the society that we have. And try to get some sleep tonight, guys. I know it'll be hard for me. And I'm trying not to go off the ledge like Ron likes to say, but I'm pretty much already off the third floor window. So, I'm just waiting for the trees to catch me. I'm off my parachute right now. But blessings to you guys. You guys have a safe night. I'm head out.
All right, my brother. Shy.
Peace, Sam. Hey, my little lingo. Salute, Sam. Thank you for coming on. Keyshawn, thank you for your great words of wisdom over there. Ron, as you always know, man, I see you on Saturday. I think I'm off this weekend, so I'll probably pop on. Hey, as a Knicks fan, I am super duper enthused. But just remember, when one shoe drops, the other shoe may be unlaced. So just pay attention to what happens in these next couple of days coming on, because there's also, there's a yin to a yang, there's a good to a bad, there's a top to a bottom, glass half full, glass half empty. There may be some things coming down the woodworks where we might lose some of our guys. Let's stay patient, stay diligent. Salute to Leon Rose for getting it done. You know what I mean? Leon Rose since he's been here, has been great, and I just wanted to say that before I got it. He made two little errors with Fournier. I don't want to say errors because they end up turning into the picks too, but that Fournier year with the dude from I can't remember his name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. That was a little, but since then, man, training back, getting these picks, and now we still have all our players. We got everybody on the team right now. Everybody's still on the team. Even Diakite and all those other guys, they pretty much still on the team until July. And I mean, let's see what happens with this team, how they could go forward, and what the starting line is going to be. Peace out. Have a good night. I ain't gonna be able to go to sleep. I'm tossing and turning already. I'm already tossing and turning. So Ron, I'll talk to you later. Have a good night. Get to work, and I'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, my brother. Enjoy your rest of your night, man. Look forward to it, bro.
You're ready.
So, guys, listen, man. Once again, this has been a fantastic night. It was unexpected. We didn't expect any news like this to drop. But yeah, man, this is a beautiful thing. It's a great time to be a Knicks fan right now. It's not over. We don't know what the final product would be, but we do know that the Knicks are moving. They're making moves. They are trying to actively make this team championship contending worthy. And it's looking good. It's looking like we're going in the right direction. And then, to be able to move all those picks and still have some flexibility to be able to draft some players in the next 2 days. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. Like this team on paper, just naming the names, and then know that you can still bring in draft picks, and then you still have flexibility for the rest of, the years going forward, because you don't really need to worry about drafting guys because you got pretty much a young core here. You don't got a lot of guys over 30 years old here. Like this is really good job by the front office, man. You just can't keep saying negative things about a front office that has been making solid moves. So let's keep it going, man. Keep this love train going for our New York Knicks, man. And as I always say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still, Knicks fans will be back again, whether it be on Monday nights for SKF Weekly, my brother John and my brother Jose, soon to be coming back. Saturdays for Know the Ledge at 11:30ish when I talk you off the ledge, or any other day like today when it's impromptu and I just got to jump on because I'm so hyped. I mean, like I said, it was crazy. I was just about to do a couple videos for my other channel, Keeping It Ron, I got everything all queued up. I kid you not, I was just about to start reacting. And then all of a sudden, I saw something flash on the screen, and I had popped on Freezy's show to see what he was doing. And then I saw something flash on the screen, and it said, New York Knicks acquire Mikal. I was like, what is happening? Then my phone started ringing and started going crazy. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I got to go live, man. I got to go. Then I'm like, okay, I'm about to go live. Then the phone starts ringing again, and people keep Like, this is crazy, bro. This is dope. This is dope, man. I can't wait. So I'm very excited for what's to come, man. So definitely, guys, everybody out there in chat, please smash that like button if you haven't already done so. If you subscribe, thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed and would like to, please do. You know, let's keep it going, man. We got to see what happens, man. But I know right now I'm very excited for what we've seen so far. Once again, thank you guys. Have a great rest of your night. Have a fantastic day tomorrow. I know I am definitely going to be wearing my Knicks stuff tomorrow. They going to be sick of me. Yeah, man. I'm on cloud 9 right now. I'm super ecstatic. So, you know, let's just keep it going. Once again, we got Mikal Bridges, this guy right here. We adding this to the team. These are the numbers. This is what it looks like. Just throw another one on the Bobby, baby. Let's go. Yes. Let's go. Oh man. I don't know. I almost don't even want to go nowhere. I'm so excited. Let me answer this question real quick. So Andy says, time to go to work. We on tomorrow at noon with Sim. Oh, that's dope. I'll definitely be tuned in from work. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you as always. Can't wait till we chop it up again. And Craig says, who has a better starting 5 now, Boston or the Knicks? Now it's a good question. Now, if we keep OG Anunoby, now it's a good question. Now it's a conversation. I don't want to say anything yet, you know, because let's not for nothing. Let's not downplay it. Boston won the championship, so give them boys some credit. But we looking good right now. We got something that I think if we can keep everybody, we can fight with this team and really make them, you know, have to work for this. So let's keep it going. We'll see. All right, y'all. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. I mean, you know, no matter what happens, remember, we are still Knick fans. All right, I guess I'm gonna hit you with. I'm like, this ain't no ledge, so I'm like, well, I'm gonna hit you with the. Let me hit you with the robot. You know what I mean? We out here. All right, y'all. Latest.
Freedom over fame. Freedom over cycle stays the same.